Today, parents making a passionate plea for and against masks in Orange County Public Schools.
Yeah, things got so heated, school board members had to stop the meeting more than once.
Not going to take care of the most vulnerable among us. It is not your turn.
Hey,
it is not your turn.
Sir.
No more masks! No more masks! No more masks! No more masks!
At this moment in time, we have a mask policy. Anyone who enters any of our facilities must wear a mask. We are all vaccinated. I do not think that it is necessary for me to wear a mask to protect myself, but I wear the mask because this is our current state of law right now in Orange County Public Schools. And until we change it, that's still our state of law. It is here, it is our policy, and if you're on the premise, you must wear it. If you do not have a mask on, I'm going to ask you to leave. So either put the mask on or leave, or we'll take a recess until we can remove the people from the audience that are not wearing their mask. No, you may not ask a question until I call on public input, which will take place in just a few minutes. Thank you. We'll definitely look forward to it. All right, no masks are going on. We're going to recess. Everybody, let's adjourn. Wow. No, I'm serious. We're not going to sit in the same.
We elected you. Shame to yourself. Shame to yourself.
Bunch of cowards. Nobody see the people that beat you guys down. Just a bunch of cowards.
We want your resignation.
You're coming for your job.
We
All
want
of
your
them.
resignation.
All of them. Cowards.
We want your resignation. Vote them out. 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 We're not leaving until we're heard.
I got nowhere to be.
I don't either.
Everybody stay their ground. The government does
We
not
hate you,
consent.
cowards.
We work early so I can be here for these kids. And this is ridiculous. These people want to go and leave work early so that we're here to show their face. It's bull crap.
Lit it. Guys, we really do want everybody
They
to
need
be
to
heard.
come back. They're gonna only get us more upset. But like we're here quiet, we're quiet, letting them talk. We stood quiet the whole time. There was no disrespect.
She didn't like our hand movements, so she gets up and leaves.
We're doing what we said.
Exactly. We could just get everybody to put your mask on. We can continue with the meeting and
We
everybody
all
can be heard.
obviously agree
And
without the mask, but we want to be heard, so just put the
And we-
stupid thing on and get past this little.
all we gotta do is just get by that and we can
Why
see
do we have to
everybody.
keep folding to
Because I
them?
need
We are
to
in this
be clear.
situation
Because we keep folding. You're right. You're absolutely right. You are right. I don't disagree with you. Okay? We have an executive order that was signed by DeSantis, and here we are still adhering to their policies.
Everything away. I don't know why these people feel that it's like
They're playing God. They're playing God. They're playing politics.
Power trip. A chance and let us address you real quick so we can try and answer.
I'm happy to address that. So the governor's order did impact local county governments and city governments. The school board is a separate constitutional body that's elected by the voters of Orange County. They make policy, which is similar to ordinances. The governor's order did not undo their policy. They have to change or undo their policy. That's what they're trying to do right here, is to go through the next step. They want to hear from everyone. They want to go through that process. But right now, their policy says that everyone wears masks. That's the policy that's been in place for a year. It's been in place for a year. They're working right now to try to modify, undo, whatever they can. They're going to listen to the public. That's what they want to do right now. So if you just let them do that, if you can put on your mask for whatever short period of time you're here, go up, say what you have to say if you're here to speak, tell them your thoughts, and then let them discuss and make the policy decisions that they need to make going forward based on the input. They value that input. They want to hear from you. And
all due
that's why
respect,
we're here.
sir, all due respect, it's time for them to start listening to the public, right?
right now and not walk away.
Guys, hold up.
CDC made their changes.
These are the people that elected them, sir.
I know. They're here.
So these are the people that
So
they
how
should
many
listen
people
to.
signed up to speak today? Okay, so that's what they're gonna do.
So we're gonna be here
They're
all
gonna
day
go up
then.
to
They
the
wanna
mic.
wait, they
Hold
wait.
on 1 second. They're gonna go up to the mic and they're gonna get their time to speak, sir, just like you will if you signed up or anyone else. That's what we're here. They're here to hear from you, but not. They have a policy. They have to be like.
They just stomped off in a tyrant.
No,
They didn't.
No.
They did.
They
You
did.
see them there?
They
It's
said
like
they're rule followers.
Take them off, and our children need to take them off. I know it's frustrating. Trust me, nobody understands. I mean, we all understand. I understand what you're saying. That's why I'm here. We want to get these off our children's faces in schools, but just please, guys, let's try to be civil because we need them on our side.
We gotta play the game.
Unfortunately, at the moment, they hold the power when it comes to our children's schools in public schools in Orange County, and we're here to talk to them about changing that.
Yes.
So please, let's just
Get it over.
be civil about it.
Yep.
Let's let's attract more flies with honey than vinegar. Let's try to be civil and let's let them hear what we have to say. Because right now, this is all just bringing noise against our issue.
Fenced out.
Okay, so
They're gonna punish our kids.
please,
They're gonna keep punishing our kids. They're
please,
holding
guys,
everyone
we
hostage.
need them on our side. Let's just go along with this for the time being, and we're good.
The rules, so therefore they huffed and puffed and walked out.
I'm begging you, okay? This is a joke. We all know it's a joke. But if you're here without a mask, you're preventing the rest of us from speaking.
We need to get
and
it
I
done.
respect you 1,000%. But let's get this joke over with. We know it's a joke. We'll vote every one of them out because
Get this shit going. Come on.
Please put it on or leave.
I 100%
I
agree.
respect you, but please respect us too. So we can
Get this done.
She's saying that she wants to follow the rules and she wants to follow orders, correct? My governor, DeSantis,
He
said that we don't need to wear a mask. I understand that in the schools you need to, but I mean I believe that the government built this building.
It's school board policy which governs.
Pay for this building.
But I mean like our taxes,
all of
our
it,
government
our taxes.
taxes pay for this.
You're going to hear a lot of nonsense today. You're going to see these people with their thumbs down and their red shirts because they want to make America sick again. They're not going to take care of the most vulnerable among us. It is not your turn. It is not your turn.
Sir,
May I have that time
we're
put
going
back
to
on the
take a
clock?
recess if we don't control ourselves. All right, let's take a recess, guys.
I'll be right here.
No, you're out of order. You work for us.
Remember, election is coming up soon.
He's running for Val Deming's position.
That's the thing. You work for us. Always remember that. Recess until the moon come out, but you're going to unmask us. Congratulations.
Appreciate it. Finally, somebody's speaking sense here. Finally.
Who are you?
We were listening to you.
Go ahead and get started. We'll take the rest of your comments.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I apologize on behalf of the entire audience here today for the incivility that you have had to deal with. I understand that you've gotten death threats from these people, and I understand that they have behaved very, very poorly towards you. We appreciate the heroic lengths that you've gone to over the last year to keep our children safe and learning. Nobody sees it more than the parents of children with special needs who are included in public education. We stand here before you, we're exposed to ridicule from people who can't even put their masks on properly. They're not going to get vaccinated. They're not going to voluntarily wear masks. So all we're asking for is a reasonably tailored compromise to keep a mask mandate in place for elementary students until a vaccination is widely available for them.
Emotions ran high as it was the first meeting where public comment was allowed on the mask policy for next school year. And with the amount of speakers, 126 minutes was the estimate for public comment.
I'd like to thank you guys, actually, for what you've all done. You've ignited a fire in all of us that we didn't even know we had until you started messing with our kids.
We will pull our children, and we will not be doing masks or vaccinations now or ever again.
I'm a mom of 5 and I'm also an RN. Part B of the proposed policy must be removed or reworded to say that masks will never be mandated again, and masks will always be a decision the parents and their doctors make, not the school board. Where there is risk, There must always be choice. If masks continue to be mandated, I will need to pull all 5 of my children from OCPS.
To keep you in fear of a virus that has a 99.9% survival rate for children. I studied microbiology, virology, and epidemiology, and I can tell you with authority, there is no reason to fear this virus. If you continue to mandate mask wear on children, you are making them 13 times more likely to get sick. Some masks are made of nano-sized particles that can break off and be inhaled and cause mesothelioma-like conditions in their lungs. Do you want to cause that in a child? Wearing a mask for prolonged periods can cause hypoxia, decreased blood oxygen, sometimes headaches, and definitely making it hard to concentrate. Who thinks that's a good idea in what's supposed to be a learning environment? Children need to see the faces of others in order to learn how to form their words properly, interpret emotions, and develop normal psychology. So knowing what you now know, if you continue to muzzle these kids like animals, you are intentionally causing them harm and putting them at risk. I promise you, if you continue this, you'll be on the wrong end of a lawsuit.
Thanks, sir. All right, guys. I'm sorry, folks. I've been in office for 18 years. No more outbursts. Yeah, I know. And guys, no more outbursts, or we're going to take another recess. Let's take our next.
I'm a certified pediatric nurse of 16 years and a mom of 2. These are masks that are being worn and inhaled for 8 hours a day by our children. Personal protective equipment is not meant to be worn all day. It's not effective and it's not safe. I'm witnessing developmental delays in children ranging from as young as 6 months old. They're not making eye contact. They're not smiling at their parents or other people who are talking to them. All the way up to 17 years old. I mean, they're just shrinking. Our future is shrinking. Ultimately, the choice of what goes on or in our children's bodies is up to the parents. I believe I speak for hundreds, if not thousands of parents when I say, remove the mask mandates, do not push experimental injections on our children, and it is our sovereign right and responsibility as parents to choose.
My 7-year-old has had a very rough year in 1st grade this year. He cried every day on the way to and from school. It broke my heart to see him hating school so much at such a young age. He said school was too hard, and all he did was get in trouble for his mask falling off his little nose. If masks are mandated again next year, my children will not be attending an OCPS school.
At this point, it appears to be more of a political thing, a power struggle, and a control issue rather than based on our children's best interests. So I just ask you, please do the right thing.
The government or any place forcing people to wear masks is illegal. Article 1, Section 23 of the Florida Constitution states, every natural person has the right to be let alone and free from government intrusion into the private life. This means that nobody can say you need to wear a mask, because it is part of a person's private life. Everyone here has a choice given to them by their constitutional rights, the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. If you are forcing my fellow students and me to go to school and wear a mask, you are obstructing those rights.
The medical advice seems partisan and biased. My daughter comes home with headaches. She comes home with stomach aches. She has a cough that the doctor has no idea where it comes from. And I believe it has to do with wearing a mask 7 days a week, 5 days a week, 7 hours a day. She never had these symptoms before. Please make masks optional for our children. Thank you.
All I gotta say, this is a free country, and please drop the mask mandates, because the moms are coming and the kids as well. Thank you.
You cannot beat natural immunity of COVID recovery, proven to be complete and durable. Cannot vaccinate on top of that and make it better. You cannot find asymptomatic spread. It does not exist. If it were about health, then why not focus on handing out the proper prophylactic care of vitamin D3 and zinc with the same fervor of promoting a vaccine that should never have been for all, never mind our children. The CDC has been funded over $750 million for an ad campaign to promote this non-FDA approved vaccine. With a 99.97% survival rate, we need to legitimately return to normal. Many are waiting for somebody else to step up and do the right thing. You are who that is in this case. Return to treating us as the healthy people as a whole we generally are. Reground us in common sense and logic. Please stop creating solutions for problems that don't exist. Stop being afraid of what could go wrong and start being excited about what could go right.
We instilled so much fear for 15 months into people and looked at healthy people as death vectors. It's going to take a long time to undo.
This is a piece of art that my daughter created in her OCPS art class. The teacher required them to paint their self-portrait wearing their mask. I was horrified and held back tears when I saw it because this is not a beautiful self-portrait of my daughter. I see an anonymous, silenced girl with a very marked sadness in her eyes. This is an inversion of what her self-portrait should look like. I should be able to see all the unique features of her face, but they have been forcefully hidden. Her eyes say it all. This is not okay. I do not consent. Masks should have been and should always remain optional. You have the authority to reverse this inversion and to never allow this to happen again in our schools. Our children deserve better.
Every single one of us here are doing what we know is best for our children.
I know children with migraines, anxiety, nosebleeds, depression, unexplained mouth rashes, coughing fits, eye infections. Kids are angry, they're acting out, they can't focus, and I don't blame them. What you guys have done with forced masking and allowed to continue will have long-term negative societal and unknown health ramifications that you guys seem to just ignore.
I have a master's degree in exercise science and health appraisal, and I've been in the health and fitness industry for over 25 years. My husband could not be here today. He is a PhD in molecular and developmental biology and is also a board-certified plastic surgeon, MD. My husband is a surgeon. He wears a mask during surgery so he doesn't get blood on his face and in his mouth. But we are in a cancel culture where if anyone speaks up against a mask, they are at risk of getting fired. Our children should not be made to suffer any longer in a mask that does not work and also can cause them harm. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope my feedback will help you make the right choice to vote mask optional for the upcoming school year.
Thank you, Ms. Plank.
Not a single discussion about the long-term impacts of mask wearing psychologically, developmentally, mentally, emotionally, anxiety-ridden. So, a very important quote that a speaker said today is, "Do not confuse the children's obedience with them being okay."
I can respect that some parents may want to keep masks on their kids, and I can respect that it's their family's choice. But you are not here to make medical decisions for my child. I know that you all care, but you're overstepping. Make masks optional.
As a school board, please keep your rulemaking to educational decisions and leave the medical decisions to the parents.
Thank you, Ms. Kelly.
Vladimir Lenin, Joseph Stalin would be super proud of us for putting on this mask when the virus is smaller than any micron in a mask. Have a good one.
I do want to, one clarification I do want to make. I've heard several people talk about whether there was going to be a requirement if this policy, this draft was approved, a requirement that those students who do not have a vaccine would have to wear a mask. And no, that is not something that is in this policy. It is not something that any member of this board, to my knowledge, has ever proposed. It's not something anyone in the administration has ever raised. It's the first time I've heard it is from y'all. So I just wanted to put your mind at ease that it's just not on the table for consideration.